out. Forget the it's taking part that counts. It was taking your opponent apart that mattered. And boy, does some robots do just that. Later on, we'll be honouring some of those amazing robots and roboteers who've made this the most spectacular Robot Wars so far. But now, if you missed any of the carnage of the past few months, then first, expect Sir Killalot around to your house to give you a brain transplant. And second, you'd better relive the road to Armageddon.
Over 1,000 teams applied to take part in the Fourth Wars. Only 96 were chosen to do battle in the infamous Robot Wars arena. 32 of them seeded on past performance, innovation and design creativity. That's just under 300 competitors involved in the titanic struggle to become the victors. We've seen 5 months of carnage, destruction and metal mayhem. And now we're only moments away from the grand final. Only one can win. Only one will raise that coveted trophy and proclaim to the world they are the Robot Wars Grand Champions. Let's take a look at the story so far. Heat 1 saw the welcome return of reigning champions, the impressive Chaos 2, who stormed back into the arena and were quick to send Indefatigable out. Newcomers to the Wars, Medusa 2000, were tossed and turned and ended up in the pit. And Atomic managed to secure the same fate for King V3, with a little help from Sir Killalot. And in the Heat final, Atomic felt the full wrath of Chaos 2, who started to show the sort of form which took them to the title in the third Wars, and they claimed the first place in the series semi-finals this time around. In the second heat, Pussycat seed number 19 sunk Kitty Claus into Reptiron. They left the arena in a blaze of glory. So did Millie Anberg after its brush with Razor, the current world champions. Robo Chicken was no match for the cat either, and Razor did look promising in the Heat final until they got stuck in forward gear and Pussycat got stuck in for some serious damage. The Razor team weren't happy that engineering faults had let them down for a second successive Wars. The cat still had 9 lives. Heat 3 saw the 5th seed Firestorm 2 back with more power and manoeuvrability than ever before. They quickly dispatched the Morgue, while old favourites Tour lasted a mere few moments at the hands of Ming 2 before their dreams of making the semis went up in smoke. Again, problems for the Irish boys, doubling by the minute. The Morgue got a lucky break. They were reinstated after Scar had to retire. In the Heat final, they met Firestorm 2 again. They thought they'd beaten them when Firestorm fizzled out into the pit. But this excitement changed to despair as after closer inspection, the judges ruled that the Morgue had gone into the pit first and Firestorm 2 got the judges' vote.
So they've given it to Firestorm!
Steg 2 returned for Heat 4 and soon showed Kronos a few lessons they'd learnt from Chaos 2 about weaponry. 23rd seed Mortis was quick to conquer Mazakari, and Steg 2 showed no fear with iron ore pneumatic flipper weapons now becoming a major feature of this series. In the Heat final, Mortis were flipped, and a fault with their self-righting mechanism meant they bombed out of the competition once more, always bridesmaids, never the brides. In Heat 5, ground control all went wrong for Major Tom after it decided to disco the Dance of Doom with Matilda and then soft shoe shuffle with Shunt. David Crosby and the girls from Dartford Girls Grammar School returned to the Fourth Wars with Son of Napalm, but they fell foul to the awesome Dominator too early on and ended up in the pit of oblivion. Oh, see me after class, Teacher David! Dominator then dominated a fight against 101, whose lack of weaponry proved telling. Dominator, who'd only previously competed in pinball and not the main battles, took the eye of the judges.
The decision is unanimous, and the winners are Dominator 2!
The Sick Heat brought double trouble in the guise of Gemini, the first ever cluster box seen on Robot Wars. Along with Tornado, they were quick to get rid of Caterpillar and then crushed the creature's hopes. A slow step, some rock and roll, and then instead of softening the blow, the old heave-ho. But Tornado proved the strong silent type as it rammed one half of Gemini onto an arena spike. Both halves had to be mobile to survive. Gemini's speed controller blew, and Tornado breezed through. In Heat 7, it was a bright start, but then a gruesome tango for Gravedigger with Sir Killalot. It saw the end of their challenge. They dug their own grave. And Thermidor 2 soon got its claws into Dreadnought XP1, the Dreadnought sunk. Thermidor then went on to make light work of Chronic the Wedgehog, who curled up into a ball, rolled down into a pit, and went to eternal hibernation. Wedgehog team, be a little bit more spiky next time. Heat 8 was about revenge, we were told. Wheelie Big Cheese had a grudge to bear against Sir Killalot, but the Master of Mayhem wasn't in a playful mood with anyone. Newcomers Maverick rolled over to get its tummy tickled by suicidal tendencies and Charlie Bins. and Kilotron saw its hopes disappear into thin air with the thin end of the cheese wedge. Wheelosaurus caught fire, but then were extinguished. And then controversy returned to the arena in the heat final, when even though Wheelie Big Cheese went into the pit first, the judges ruled differently.
The judge says that Suicidal Tendency's track wasn't working for a long time during that fight, so he didn't have control. So the judges have gone for Wheelie Big Cheese!
The Tate family, Centurion, didn't stick around for long in Heat 9. He went roaming into an arm wrestle with House Robots Kill-A-Lot and got the thumbs down from our Coliseum Caesars. Benny, Vidi, Bobbly, it came, it saw, and that's the rest. A splinter movement then proved too strong for Kilohertz, all hot, bothered and steamed up. Eric then made light work of Small Talk with the use of its unique spatula tongue. And in the heat final, tried to escape the clutches of Splinter, but to no avail. A hug, a kiss, a battle not to miss. Splinter went through. Heat 10 and Bulldog Breed gave the best of British to Spinosaurus and managed to dodge the impressive Stinger too. Next up, Bigger Brother, but a broken gas valve meant they couldn't self-right, and little Joe Watts could only look on in dismay. Stinger bludgeoned Hammer and Tong into submission in an all-Lincolnshire battle. Stinger fast emerging as major but surprise contenders, Hammer and Tong, Bing Bong. And then in the heat final, Stinger met Bulldog Breed again. The Stinger stung. The doggy was left with the tail between his legs. The pendulum mace of Stinger had been too powerful. This robot was proving hard to tag. In Heat 11, no sooner had Evil Weevil and previous winner Kevin Pritchard entered the arena than it was out again on our Evil Ejector. Something along with Shunt gave 28th seed Weldor's hopes the axe. And another self-proclaimed Emperor, Tiberius, went in against Little Fly, but like the moth flew in ever-decreasing circles and ended up in the pit of oblivion. Something grounded themselves and their winning streak on their own chassis, and the Mousetrap snapped up victory just against Little Fly thanks to a judge's decision.
Well, they've gone for Mousetrap!
With a little help from the team